New legislation could mean victims of major disasters like tornadoes and floods get more help from charities faster. And it all comes after WSMV4 Investigates exposed that relief dollars for 2020 tornado victims still weren't donated 2 years later. Investigator Lindsey Bramson has more on one lawmaker's efforts to put a deadline on how long organizations have to hand out money.
For 2 years, tens of thousands of donated dollars sat undistributed, waiting to be handed out to victims of the 2020 tornadoes.
I think that they should have used it all up. There shouldn't be no money left.
And more than a year after the Christmas Day bombing, over $100,000 still remained.
I'm going to need to ask for some more support.
And then again, after the devastating floods of 2021, 6 months later, and we found more than $2 million was still sitting with the Community Foundation.
There's so many people in need that need stuff now.
All these victims upset to learn money was still available. And so is Tennessee Senator Mark Pody.
I want to make sure that that money is being accounted for in a proper way and it's being given to the people who need it at the time that they need it.
Senator Pody represents Wilson County, one of the hardest hit areas during the 2020 tornadoes. He thought all the money had already been given to victims and had no idea tens of thousands of dollars was still available for tornado victims 2 years later until we told him.
And I was actually shocked by that. We need that money out in the community right away.
As we learned over the course of our multiple investigations, there isn't a law that requires nonprofits hand out money that's been donated to victims in a certain time frame. Pody says he wants to change that and is now in talks with major charitable organizations like the Community Foundation to ask additional questions.
We want that money going to help the people that need it, not the people running the organizations.
People like Richard Grady, who could have used more money after one of the tornadoes in 2020 ripped through his home.
Quit holding that money. People still need that money.
And here's some more good news. Our series of investigations found that the United Way of Wilson County, for example, still had $50,000 still available for tornado victims 2 years later. Now, we checked back, and since our story aired, all of that, but $8,000 has been given out. And that $8,000 is still available if you need it. Now, we plan to follow State Senator Pody's efforts to change the law and let you know what progress is made. Lindsey Bramson, WSMV4 Investigates.